Hey everyone, welcome back to the introductory to March 2012 format series. So today we're going to take a look at the third of the four big meta decks. We're going to take a look at Chaos Dragons. Why not? Why am I doing this one first instead of Insectors? I just feel more confident with my knowledge of Chaos Dragon than I do Insector at the moment. Still testing out the deck quite a bit. So yeah, so that's why we're gonna do this one first. So Chaos Dragons are a very aggressive deck, trying just to win the game very quickly by summoning very large monsters such as Light Pulsar Dragon, like Dark Flare, Red MD, BLS, Chaos Orcs. So yeah, let's get into this list, beginning with the monsters. So we have the three Light Pulsar Dragon. Light Pulsar Dragons is a level 6 Light Dragon that is a Chaos monster, but better. So it has the normal Chaos Monster clause of being able to banish a light and dark while this card's in your hand to special summon it. But it also has a unique effect that if it's in your graveyard, you can send one light and one dark monster from your hand to the grave to summon it as well. And when it's destroyed, you can target one level 5 or higher dragon in your graveyard and special summon it. Alright, so next we have the two copies of Dark Flare Dragon. Dark Flare Dragon is a level 5 Dark Dragon with the effect it reads the same Chaos Clause. When it's in your hand, it does not have the graveyard effect of Light Pulsar, but it has a unique effect that though doesn't come up as often. It has come up for me a few times. You can discard a dragon from your hand and send one from deck to grave to target a card in either graveyard and banish it. So it's really neat. It's like a large DD Crow kind of thing if you really need it. The next monster, we have the double Eclipse Wyvern. Eclipse Wyvern, card banned in the modern game today, but most people do know what he does. He's a level 4 light dragon with 1600 attack and 1000 defense. When he is sent to the graveyard, you can banish a level 6 or higher dragon monster from your deck. And then when this card it's on itself is banished, you add that monster to your hand. Most of the time, it'll be one of the next two monsters that I'm showing to you. We have the two copies of Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. This card was at 3 of this format. I also just picked up a third secret, so I'm going to test the deck with the 3, but the consensus on the March 2012 is 2. Because you want to see it sometime, but not all the time. Okay, yeah, no, we're not doing that. Red MD, this is pre-errata Red MD, so you can banish a dragon monster from your side of the field to special summon it. That's how you'll be summoning a lot, as well as you can reborn it off like Levianeer. Or not Levianeer, Light Pulsar. Don't know why I call them Levianeer. Oh yeah, it's because Chaos Dragons were like kind of a thing for a while. But then every time this card comes back and whatnot, I can just special summon a dragon from your graveyard. It's really good. Next we have the single copy of Dark Arm Dragon. Dad was limited at this point, but Dad was still extremely powerful. Non-once per turn destruction. Dad can just go off. He is an OTK enabler in his own. And the last dragon, a lot of people didn't play this. I opted to pick this card because I do like it quite a bit. It is the single copy of Divine Dragon Apocryph. It's a dark level 4 dragon that lets you discard a card from your hand, target a dragon in your discard, and add it to your hand. So it's just a nice way to, if you have a rough mill, like you can get your dad back, a red MD. A common combo, say if you mill like one of these, is to like summon this, pitch a card, grab that, or if you have like these two in your grave, you can effect, add the red MD back, banish this, summon red MD effect, get some bodies. And that is it for the dragon count. Since this is a chaos deck, we do like getting our lights and darks in the grave, so we are playing a small Lightsworn package of the 3 Lila, which is there just out back row. Double Reiko can be used as a defensive option. 1 Jane and 1 Aaron. So this is this very small Lightsworn package. It is just there to mill cards. I have considered playing a Garoth as well as a Wolf just to be like an extender, but I would highly recommend against this. Some people did like try the Judgment Dragon in the deck, so they'd play like 3 Lila, multiple Raikou, Jane, Aaron, Goroth, Lumina, and all them. I just prefer the smaller engine to this deck, and then of course we have the one honorary Lightsworn and the single card trooper. I know people are probably screaming right now that it's a 2, you idiot. Yeah, but you know, the deck space in this deck is actually quite tight when it comes to the end of it. So like only one's fine. It can let you gain some advantage. So now we're gonna take a look at the dark engine to help us fuel our graveyard with darks. We have, of course, Triple Tour Guide and Sangan. It's March 2012, everybody. Most of them big decks will play this. Also, in this deck, having access to just like Leviair is pretty cool. Not a lot of the time you'll get to resolve it, but being able to, you know, take an opponent's monster that you've banished or they've banished and just use it as your own. And of course, you know, cards like Leviathan Dragon, Acid Golem, and Zen Mains are really good. Also, an interesting play that has come up for me, number 17, Leviathan Dragon. Our friend right here is a dragon monster. So I have been able to, you know, go Tour Guide, get Sangan, overlay for our friend Leviathan Dragon, and then you can go back to the dragons. Guess what? That's a dragon. Banish that shit. Get yourself a red MD. It is a play that does come up. So yeah, let's get that back into the extra deck. We'll get there when we get there. And then this deck also opts to play 2 copies of Doomcow. Leave me alone. I'm missing a second Ultra. But hey, it's Starfoil. I don't know. Camera, can you pick up the Starfoil and the Doomcow? No. Wait, yes, you can kind of see it right there. There you go. Because I'm sure, because every time I have like not high rarity or mismatching rarities, which prepare yourself, people like to comment, hey, it's like $1. Yeah, I haven't gotten around to getting it. But yeah, Doomcow is just there because it, like, this card is very threatening. Early game, if you go first, just normaling a Doomcow. Because it means your opponent might have to waste a card to get rid of this, because Doomcow negates the first effect that comes up, which is really neat. So yeah. So we play the Chaos Engine to Chaos Sork. Leave me alone, I need another super. And a BLS. These cards just are staples in Chaos themed decks. BLS still just ends games constantly, and the Sorks are always good at just getting rid of problems. Also, these two, well, these 3 specifically are just like so good at eating up your opponent's back row, and then you can just do dragon shenanigans. And then the last 3 monsters are the 3 Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler is there because it's a hand trap, and it's a light. Not many Chaos Dragon decks opted to play like Maxi. Some did play Gores, which Gores, in my opinion, can't have a spot in this deck. I modeled this list off of Jarrell Winston's top 4 Nats list. I opted to add the Aaron over a Gores, but that's just me. So the spell lineup is very small, and there is no trap lineup because we are just a combo deck. So beginning with 3 copies of Solar Recharge in the single Charge of the Light Brigade. These cards are there just to let you dig deeper, get your Lightsworn, mill some cards. I'm also playing the 3rd Recharge because I have the additional Lightsworn. Because these are live a lot of the time. So probably the most powerful spell in the deck that can take this deck over the top is Future Fusion. For those of you who may not know, Future Fusion is pre-errata at this point, because a lot of people probably know about the current errata of Future Fusion and how dog shit it is. Nope, you sent your dragons immediately, and then sometimes you summoned a 5-headed dragon and kills your opponent with it. But if your hand was good enough, the duel was over before that even happened. A common play, if your hand consists of a chaos monster and Future Fusion, you can do something like this. Activate the Future Fusion reveal the 5-headed dragon. So we're going to send 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I'll explain why it matters in a second. We'll just use like tour guide and some random light that I grab. We'll say we have like the Aaron and where are the tour guides? Well, I lost the tour guides, everybody. Guess we're not finishing the video. There we go. And tour guide, even though most of the, if you open Feature Fusion, you'll probably tour guide first to try to bait out a hand trap. Anyway, so send these to the graveyard. Eclipse Wyvern will trigger. So from here, commonly we'll banish our boy Dark Armed Dragon. So we'll look at our hand and you'll be like, well, there are 3 darks, but how are we going to get there? Because we need to get a dark out of there for Dad. So this is where the other chaos monster does come up. I'll just grab a Chaos Sorcerer in this example. I know this is like a 3-card combo, but it could be like any 2 darks and any of the chaos monsters. So say you open up a Light Pulsar, it could be that too. First, we're going to summon the Chaos Sorcerer by banishing the Eclipse Wyvern and the Dark Flare Dragon. Eclipse Wyvern is going to give us Dark Arm to hand. We're going to use Light Pulsar's effect in the graveyard, sending these 2 to the grave, leaving you with exactly 3 dark. Summon this and attack. This is a lot of damage, and you still have 2 cards in your hand, maybe even 3. Because again, you might open a power spell. And it would be 4 because you open Future Fusion, sorry. But you'd still have 2 cards in your hand to work with. So, you know, if you could summon another monster, say you drew into like a BLS or a second Chaos Sorc, you can pop 2 cards and then, you know, banish out. This deck is very combo-centric sometimes. Next we have like the monster removal, the Dark Hole, and the Soul Taker. Yes, the thing still stands. Soul Taker better than Smashing Ground. Makes Light Pulsar and the Shining mistiming, like I always say. Spells, back remove, we have 1 MST, 1 Heavy Storm. Sorry if you can't see the MST. And then we have a Lance and a Monster Reborn to round out the main deck. So our extra deck is pretty standard. So we'll begin with the Singleton 5-headed dragon. This is there just to be your Future Fusion target. Lets you get your 5 dragons. He's a cool boy. He's funny when he gets onto the field and is just able to attack for like 5k casually. Next, we are into the rank 3s, so we play the Zen mains, the Leviair, the Leviathan Dragon, the Tempo, and the Acid Golem. So like it's just your standard 5 rank 3s that most decks will opt to play. I have considered like Giga Brilliant in here because it's a light. Just some other random rank 3s like that mainly. But yeah, that's it for the rank 3s. On to the rank 4s. We have the 1 Steel Swarm Roach, the 1 Queen Dragon Djinn, and the Utopia. So Steel Swarm Roach is just here for the mirror match or hieratics because this card just kind of shuts those off. Queen Dragon Djinn lets you search a level 5 or higher dragon, and Utopia is Utopia. For rank 6s, because Light Pulsar is a 6, you could opt to play a rank 5 because you have the double Dark Flare, but the rank 6s do come up more because you also have Chaos Sorcerer. We have the Photon Strike Bouncer, the Exabeetle, and then to wrap that up, we have the Gaia Dragon. Note to self, this is probably the only expensive card in this deck, period. Because, I lied. For whatever reason, this card's like worth money too. So for the people wondering budget, Exabeetle and Queen Dragon Djinn will probably run you the most money out of the entirety of the deck. For synchros, we have the Tempest Magician to just help with burning. So I kept this in just from Jarrell Winston's list, but just continuing to test and test and test. I'm just kind of like, you know what card's probably still better? You probably play like Brio. And then we have the Ancient Sacred Wyvern and the Black Rose to wrap off the main deck. Well, the entirety of the deck, sorry. Yeah, so that is it for this Chaos Dragon deck profile. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Hopefully I kind of gave you an idea on how the deck will function when you're testing this deck yourself. So, without anything else to say, next time we will be doing Exactors. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. We'll see you guys soon. Peace.